So I feel like the unspoken question of those who make Let's Plays and run into challenges building an audience is, no one watches my Let's Plays, but they'll watch insert some other Sims YouTuber who's up and coming. Why is that? And the actual answer is both simple and complicated. Hi everyone, my name is Ketchy, aka OBiGem. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell to be notified of all future videos. And if you like what you see, please do hit the like button so I know to keep making content like this. As a little icebreaker question, hop down to the comment section right now and let me know what kinds of things you're struggling with in growing an audience on your channel. Perhaps some of the things in this video may give you some perspective on solving them. The last time I did a how to LP analysis, it was back in March of this year. I had planned to follow up that video with one that focused on how to make family-friendly Let's Plays that are bingeable. I wrote that script, recorded it, re-recorded it, rewrote it after I sat on it for 4 to 5 months, recorded that version, and then sat on it some more. In case it isn't obvious already, that video is probably never coming out. I wasn't fully satisfied with all the points I made there, and so I think I subconsciously was waiting until I had an epiphany that fixed that video and made it feel more valid or complete. But the real answer was the conclusion and Sean were just too half-baked. However, I think this video really speaks to the real point I was trying to get at in that unreleased video. Why do some Let's Plays get views and others struggle? More broadly, why do some Sims videos garner an audience while others flounder? I've been studying this subject a lot because I obviously make Sims videos in this space, and the ultimate goal is to build an audience around content I like to make, namely Let's Plays. But I've really sucked at finding my footing, to put it bluntly. If you look at YouTube as a machine that you have to master, and look at it broadly, all the YouTube gurus will tell you the same thing. Informational how-to videos are the easiest way to grow because people use YouTube like a search engine. So when you have 0 subscribers and 0 views, the easiest and fastest way to grow an audience and be seen is to create how-to videos that will pop up in a search pretty easily. And even in the Sims niche, this holds true. Build tutorials, tips and tricks videos, there is evidence of being able to grow a channel quickly this way. It's also my theory behind why you can have a relatively easy road to growing a Sims channel if you dedicate your channel to building houses, because a lot of people do not know how to build pretty houses. And if you can, the very existence of your speed build of a very pretty house is a great way to gain an audience of people who will watch all your videos so they can learn to build just as well as you do. Obviously there are caveats in the building space. I think even since when I started making Sims YouTube videos, the space of build videos has become very oversaturated, almost to a point of comparison to how oversaturated the Let's Play space has become. There's a point where oftentimes, unless you're making majestic majesties like Kate Emerald, your stuff can easily get buried unless you're already well known. But that is another video for another time. We're getting pretty far away from the point here. Why do some Let's Plays flourish while others flounder? Well, I started off by detailing what videos can take off relatively easier in the Sims space because it's important to understand what the general audience of Sims content consumers are looking for. Back when I initially made the RLPs over video I released back in December, I made the hypothesis that people don't like Sims 4 Let's Plays because people don't like to play The Sims 4. They find it less fun in comparison to its predecessors. But now, 8 months away from that initial conclusion I drew, I gotta say, I think I was wrong. Now, I still think the general consensus is that yes, The Sims 4 slouches behind in many areas in comparison to The Sims 2 and The Sims 3. But despite that, people are still playing this game. Not only that, but even among the people who find issues with how The Sims 4 was developed and how it functions as a game, despite all of that, all the most critical people of The Sims 4 do still want to be able to enjoyably play this game. And I think you can really see how this is the case when you look at what kinds of videos do really well on Sims YouTube outside of how-to and build videos. Their mod reviews, their current household videos. Heck, even challenge videos tend to do really well, and the reason is obvious. The majority of people looking to consume Sims content are looking for aspirational gameplay. Now I know what you're thinking. What's aspirational gameplay? Well, Have you ever turned on a video of someone playing their game, and maybe it was to be fully engaged, or maybe it really was just background noise to enjoy while you're playing your own game or working on an assignment, or what have you? And the main reason you turn this video on is because, hey, I like how this person plays. Further, perhaps what you're really thinking isn't just that, but, hey, I like how this person plays because it makes me want to play too. Further, perhaps the heart of even that sentiment is, wow, the way this person plays seems so fun. I really wish my gameplay was like that. And that's it. The Sims content that elicits those thoughts and feelings is the Sim content that gets all the views. There have been a number of times when I'll be in the comment section of a Sims 4 video, and a lot of the commenters are people who don't even play the game. Maybe some of them don't even own the game. They're watching this Sims Tuber's videos religiously because how they play is fun to watch. Something that viewers aspire to experience in their own gameplay. It's aspirational gameplay. So how did I get to this conclusion? Well, essentially the last video I put out on this topic, which I must say in hindsight, I feel like my conclusions there were also kind of half-baked. We were just going to skip over that admission and focus on how it forced me to really dig into why two of the channels I highlighted there, LOL Kalia and Natural Layla, had such rapid growth. In the following months, I came across a few more channels that were growing rapidly too. Jaika, Ali Sim Escape, most recently Elena, and even my friends Samaya and Lovable Lucy have been seeing recent rapid and tremendous growth. Now, not all of these channels saw the same amount of growth. Some have seen more rapid growth than others. But the one thing they all had in common is that they were all starting to build loyal, sizable audiences, which I think really is the goal if you want to be a Sims content creator. Now, counter to my argument in my previous video, none of these creators were creating content that is 18+. It's all mostly family friendly. There's a bit of drama that exists in all of their content that I'm sure has helped them build loyal audiences, but I don't think this by itself is the reason for their growth. What they all have in common is that they all provide an aspirational experience to the viewer. From the way their Sims look, the reshades they use, their thumbnails, to how they narrate their stories, all of these things collectively is what creates the experience for the viewer that makes them think, this person makes playing The Sims 4 look fun. And as we've already established in earlier videos in this series, that's The Sims 4's Achilles heel. If you're not a natural storyteller, it can be very challenging to have fun while playing this game. More challenging than it was in The Sims 2 and 3. So if you can make a Let's Play that makes playing The Sims 4 seem fun, people will watch. So I guess my takeaway advice here is if you are a Sims 4 content creator and you're making Let's Plays, but you're having trouble building an audience for them, ask yourself this question. If I were watching this video as a random viewer, would this make me want to play the game? Be honest. I know it's hard to be critical of your own work. Looking at my very first Let's Play on the channel, it's definitely a cringy experience because I honestly think the early episodes of it haven't hauled too much and thus remind people of how boring they expect Sims 4 to be. Not the aspirational gameplay a lot of viewers are looking for. To improve my Let's Play game, I've really keyed into my natural storytelling ability and made my Let's Plays more like TV show episodes that will be more interesting to watch. While I think this is a way to build an audience, creators like my friends Samaya, Plumby, Melissa, and Miss Monty have really excelled at creating these story-guided Sims 4 content, but this is not the only way. Loose story-based scenarios to guide casual gameplay that will be aspirational to your viewers is another way to create compelling, watchable Let's Plays too. Sims creators on the rise like the Peachy Fairy, Vixen Ray Kennedy, and most prominently Elena have perfected this kind of gameplay, a loose story-based idea of how you want your story to go. But it's mostly you just playing. But most importantly, each video is tightly edited together to remove dead air so the Let's Plays feel fast-paced, even if it's over 30 minutes long. Honestly, who I think of the most when I think of this kind of Let's Play content that's aspirational is Sierra the Simmer. Her videos tend to be minimally 2 hours long, and normally a video that long would be a mistake, but because Sierra always scripts her Let's Plays around her Sims doing fun events, going on vacation, going to parties, eating out, her Sims go places. They do not just sit around the house and fulfill their needs. This is what contributes to the idea that people will watch your Let's Plays, as long as you're creating an experience that's fun to watch and makes them think, man, I wish my gameplay was that fun. The truth of the matter is, making content that exists to entertain instead of educate will always be rough, unknowable waters in the YouTube space. Going back to that tried and true YouTube guru advice of making searchable content, people don't by and large use YouTube's search engine power to be entertained as much as they use it to find out how to do something. And the playing field is far more even when trying to stand out by using highly searchable search terms in a how-to style video than it is to make broad content in the Sims 4 space that exists just to entertain. But while the entertainment route is harder when growing an audience, it isn't impossible. And it all starts with making aspirational content that people want to watch and will watch the whole way through. There is another video another content creator put out in this space that talks a lot about how the algorithm works, and though that video has gotten quite a bit of backlash due to the subject, one thing that I think is very valid and valuable is understanding that if the people who are subscribed to you aren't watching your videos, YouTube will not recommend them to new viewers, and you will not grow. So focus on making videos that will inspire people who watch to sit there in awe of your gameplay for however long your video is. YouTube is a marathon, not a race, and it's one of the hardest individual races you'll ever run because when they say that your personal road is highly tailored to you, they aren't kidding. Comparing yourself to the big players in the field will get you nowhere, but also, it's often not useful to compare yourself to those who you started with or even have comparable numbers to. What makes one person's gameplay aspirational and fun to watch is very likely not the same thing that will make you personally fun to watch. So the complicated part of this really is focusing on yourself, figuring out what your personal strengths are and how you can implement them in each video so any viewer watching will feel enthralled with how you play the game. So that is it for this video. Let me know down in the comments down below, do you think I'm onto something when it comes to what Let's Play succeed and which ones flounder? Would you watch a 2-hour Let's Play episode so long as the gameplay is fun and made you want to play? Or is 2 hours just too long for you? I'd be interested to hear. But as always guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and of course, stay dazzled. I will see you in the next one. Bye!